Hey, oh, good. Thanks for stopping in. How's the audio sounding? Like, music too loud, voice too loud, too quiet? Sounds fine. Cool. Thanks, Chin. Alright, well, I'll try to roll that for now then and see how it goes. I didn't do voice the last couple of streams, so I'm gonna test out to see how it goes today. Hey, welcome everyone. I am going to start in a moment, just going to give it a couple of minutes to until it's, yeah, I just started a bit earlier, but yeah, thanks for coming in. Right. Just previewing my model for a second. Still a bit clunky because the face recognition's a bit off with the lighting because yeah, my lighting source is all over the place in the morning, but yeah, it seems fine when I actually get to drawing. I'm not sure what I'm going to work on today, so I'm just gonna kind of just draw whatever, because something I want to do today is because the last time I did a test stream, I was just more or less working on some older stuff, but today I want to start something from the beginning and see if I can work on it through to the end of the stream. So I'll just quickly, I should have probably thought of what I wanted to do before, but with a really long enough to touch the ground. Yeah, no, that's all right. I don't really expect anyone to like actively watch, but it's, yeah, just nice that people have popped in just to see what's happening. Still very informal at the moment because still getting used to things, but I'll get to it eventually. just going to have a quick look at my DeviantArt, because something that I have been wanting to do for a while is going through some of my oldest designs and concepts and basically just redrawing them, updating them, bringing them more into my current style, I guess. There's a lot of it, like these earlier ones here, they're from 2012, I believe. Yeah, 2012, March 16th, 2012. So what I'm going to do is, like, I probably won't do them in any particular order, but for now I'll probably just start with this one. I'm going to redraw this character, Silhou the Wildcat, and yeah, just more or less bring her up into my current design methodology, I guess. Cool to see the VTuber rig up and running and stuff. Very cool. Thank you. It's been sitting around collecting dust for like, I guess nearly 2 years now. So, yeah, I figured it's probably about time I start using it. Hey, Owain. Thank you. I mean, I'm trying it out. I'm forcing myself to, yeah, get myself actually streaming. Right. References again. Forgive me if I forget to check chat. When I'm drawing, I just sort of zone out a bit and forget where I'm even at. So at some points, I might even forget that I'm actually streaming. Oh, thank you. How's everyone going anyways? Also, what time is it for most people here at the moment? I did have a chat with some people earlier about what would be the ideal time zone for most, because I'm assuming like most of my friends from America, whereas like I'm all the way on the other side of the world, so it's hard for me to really, work out what time it is for everyone. But is now generally a good time to stream for people? Thank you. Ah, yes, that's right. Yeah, I probably should use your streams as a frame of reference, Owain. It's good for me too, because last time I streamed like an hour or two earlier. I was thinking, maybe I should stream at this time just to get me up and going in the morning, because I streamed at like 6:30, 7:30 in the morning. But I find that on my days off from work, I like to sleep in a little bit. Word. Nice. Fun activity. Yeah, that's understandable. Thankfully, my schedule's a bit more consistent nowadays. But a couple of months ago, it was like hard to tell when I actually had a day off. So now that my schedule's a bit more consistent, plan to stream every day on my days off, which is for me it's Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. But Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. But for most, it'll be the day before, according to time zones. But yeah, for those particular days, I have different projects that I'm working on. So I'd like to, once I've got a routine going, I'm going to be dedicating particular days to particular projects. That way, you know, my mind's not muddied up with like constantly flipping back between different things all the time. I'd have more of a consistent routine of when I'd be working on particular things. Yeah, hopefully that increases productivity in the long run. Yeah, so the particular projects that I'm working on that I'd like to divide my days off with, obviously I've got my Sonic stuff, which most people know me for, I'm assuming. But I also have a Pokemon related project that I kind of want to put a bit more focus and time on. It's been on the back burner for a while, so one of those days will be dedicated to that. And then I have another project which I'm focusing on. I did a test stream of a very, very short test stream of it the other day. It's like a crossover project of sorts, so one of those days will be focused on that. I also do have another day off, but I sort of leave that to errands, but I might do the odd stream every now and again, so I'll leave that open for miscellaneous stuff, maybe a gaming stream. At some stage, once I'm a bit more comfortable streaming stuff, I'm going to do like a actual proper debut of sorts. So talking about like what I actually want to do with my channel and what to expect in the coming future. Yeah, I'll probably just do a few more test streams before then, and eventually I'll get to that point. He should. I've actually got to. Well, for my stuff, I've got for most prototype designs, I've actually got like a character created to represent them in the Expanse universe. But Venice, I've never actually dabbled much in. I probably should at some stage. It's like unlike the other characters or other prototype designs that have been more or less reimagined as like fresh new characters, I've always sort of considered Venice as like oh actually no I lied. I do have a Venice inspired thing. Let's see if I can find them. This little guy here, I rifle. Why is this resolution so bad? Okay. This little guy, Pyrite, he's yeah, more or less inspired by Venice's a few of Venice's prototype designs. Yeah, I do actually have a Venice-inspired thing. Not a one-to-one use of Venice. Well, no, the most conventional Venice design. But it's something. Alright. So that's great. Okay. Not quite Shadow, but yes, everyone do hate Hell Shadow. Welcome, Turnabout. Something you'll find when watching me draw, when I'm doing the sketching, I tend to abuse the liquefy tool. I think we're cheating a little bit, but it's convenient. Yeah, well, um, yeah, I mean, I am talking this time, but it doesn't change the fact that I am probably, maybe, I'll change it to shy to talk. Yep. Oh no. Note. Yeah, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Too shy to talk. What? Just generally too shy. Lol. That'll do. Also, hi, Don. Damn it. I'm trying to give you mod status, but it's the little reaction thing keeps getting in the way. There we are. Good. Reference. But yeah, it is requiring a lot of force of will to get myself to talk like this. Like, I struggle to talk even with friends over Discord, so this is like, yeah, I'm exerting a lot of energy to do this. What's everyone all up to? Bionic. Second fastest character. Multiverses. I've still yet to give that a try myself. How's that game going anyways? Like, for a while, everyone was like constantly dunking on it, but like, has it improved over time? What's going on there at the moment? It's good it lasted a few weeks at least. And yeah. It's alright enough as like just a general game. That's good at least. The starting roster was not super great. Everything else just a bug. Yeah. The roster does seem a bit fun, like the selection of characters, but like what characters were people sort of hoping for and expecting? Like, is it not enough diversity, or is the fan favorites not there? Ah, okay. That makes up for everything. Yeah. That's like I've never played the game. I've only ever like watched bits and stuff, but that's something that does stand out a lot. Like, I don't know, it's probably different when actually playing it, but visually it's sort of kind of a bit strange to watch. Lego games. Recently, that's very sad. Yeah. Which Lego games have you been playing? just I don't know. It seems a bit strange that they've slowed it down so much, considering that it's meant to capitalize on in I guess the appeal of Smash, but and Smash is like typically very fast, so it's like to change that whole thing's I don't know. It's strange. Sketch up as fast as I can so I can get to throwing on colors. Something I want to start doing as an experiment for my drawing process is starting to draw things like after I've laid down the foundational layers, merging them and then drawing them as a single layer, because that's something that is good in practice, like mentally for me, because usually I get pretty bogged down with my layers and all my organization. But I'd like to just sort of draw, as is and see how I go from there. I have been watching a lot of art streams that sort of they do that, and I've always wanted to try it for myself, but it's like it's just way outside of the general scope of my process. DC villains. It's very specific. They pretty much make Lego games of everything nowadays, do they? Never actually got into Lego series myself. Like I sort of dabbled into like the Star Wars ones, like just by default because all the kids were playing those. But like I've never actively played a Lego game of my own accord. Like not even the Sonic one. I didn't play that one. Okay. Interesting. canvas, and then I'll start refining the sketch from there on. I think normally I'd probably spend a bit more time with the sketch, but for the sake of I'm just rush things a little bit, which later on I probably won't do as so much, but just while I'm still experimenting, I'm going to challenge myself a little bit. Hello, Mega Master 1021. Welcome. Thanks for popping in. With that little note. Oops. There we are. That's a good use of it. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna do some line art. Welcome, Dreams Bluefire. Hello, nice draw. Thank you. Welcome. Something, something I still haven't really grasped, like even after all this time, is like line weight. Like something I should probably take advantage of is pressure sensitivity of my pen, but usually my strokes are very light, so all my lines are generally always the same sort of thickness. But I never do like things where like I press down according to what sort of thickness I need. Usually I just like, you know, draw right over my thinner line before, just sort of get that feel for line weight. But I really should be taking advantage of the pressure sensitivity, like especially since I've got like this expensive drawing tablet. I've never really picked up that kind of thing with my drawing, which, yeah, maybe I'll start doing that now. trying to do here is like simplify Silhou's fur fur trim things. I don't know, like even with like when I'm trying to draw Blaze, I always struggle with this part. So yeah, just more or less trying to find a simpler design method. It doesn't involve like to fit everything in every single time. Fur trims are just annoying in general. Yeah, so for those not familiar with like my actual story and character stuff, Silhou is like, he's based on one of Wildcat's prototype designs. So basically treating the black shadowy figure as like a silhouette of sorts. So I've sort of mapped out the rest of the design based on the small traits that you can see. And yeah, made her as a brand new individual character that exists within the Soul Dimension. So she has a lot to do with Blaze herself. So something that I've sort of established as a recurring trait of sorts is the fur trim aspect that she's got here is something that she shares with Blaze, and something for the sake of my stories where it's something of someone of higher status in the Soul Dimension has on their design in some manner. Yeah, I mean, I could just get rid of it, but no, it's thematically relevant. That's coming along faster than expected, actually. console. I'll probably like, it's already been an hour so far, but I'm probably going to be streaming for a few hours more because I mentioned at the start of the stream that something I really want to do is start a drawing from the beginning and work right through to the end. So as soon as, like, yeah, I'll keep working on this particular piece until I've deemed it complete. Yes, Pyro. Ask your question. Sorry, I'm like moderating most people here because you're all my friends. Oh, okay. That's alright. Better luck next time. Congrats on the stew. What sort of stew is it? Good. It's another thing I want to try to integrate. Do an alternate design. That's okay. thing that I'm enjoying at the moment is the fact that, like, I'm constantly forgetting that I'm actually streaming at the moment. I'm just generally enjoying drawing for the sake of drawing at the moment. So, apologies for the long lapses of silence. Thank you. Alex. Hi, DP. Long time no see. How you've been? Ah, you're just like me for real. That's cool though. Ah, cool. Thank you for being here, and thanks to everyone else watching. It's much appreciated. Meatball palm. Yes, I would say so. That sounds like a lot of work. How was it? It was not a lot of work. You just put meatballs and cheese and sauce and a load of bread and then put it in the oven. It was really good though. I was trying to gauge how much stuff I tweaked your recipe and I made it a bit too much. It still sounds like a lot of work to me. It's more effort than I put it in. So good job. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, like streaming to an audience is, it's fun, it's great and everything, but most of what I want to do here is like mm, more of to develop a routine of like getting myself to draw stuff actively. Because, I don't know. On my days off from work, I generally find myself not wanting to do anything, so I just loaf around and am not productive whatsoever. But doing this is actually really good because it forces me to concentrate on something and focus on a single project without getting distracted constantly. Because usually when I sort of dedicate some time to work on something, I do a little bit and then I my attention span sort of fizzles out and I go do something else and like come back to it like a couple of hours later. I just do that constantly back and forth. But getting myself to do this, like I focus my mind on this one task, and yeah, no, so far it's going very well. So I'm enjoying it a lot, and it, like streaming like this will also give me like an archive and a record of my actual art itself. So yeah, I'm enjoying this a lot. Meat Silent makes a meatball palm. That might be kind of fun. Who knows? Maybe in the future. Like I'm not super too deep into the like I've got a VTuber model and everything, and but I'm not as super invested in the whole idea of like building a career as a VTuber. It's like I just want it as a something cool and just more as an outlet to actually get myself to do the things that I already want to do for myself. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind expanding my activities to stuff like, just random stuff like that in the future, like if I develop an audience. But that will come much later, like after I've gotten a bit more comfortable and, done an actual proper debut stream of sorts. But I don't know, like that would involve like advertising to strangers within like the actual VTuber community. But for now, I'd like to sort of keep things to my own friends and watcher base. People who are more familiar with me and my actual content, like as an artist. Draws a meatball palm. Okay, I can do that. What does the meatball palm look like? Oh yeah. Most of the images on Google are like the top results are like Subway type things, just in a sandwich, like in a bun. Is that how you have it? I'll draw Silhou eating a meatball palm. Sandwich. Ah, yeah. I got a bit confused because like most of the pictures are sandwiches, but like there are several pictures of just meatballs in a dish, kind of mixed in there as well. Interesting. Yeah, that's nice. I very, very rarely go to Subway, but like whenever I go there like once every couple of years when like I'm out and about and have no other options. But usually when I do, it's like I pretty much only get the meatball sub because I got it one time because of a friend's recommendation, and then from then on, every time I've tried to go into Subway, it's like it's way too stressful trying to pick out stuff, so I just go for what I'm familiar with. Gosh, this is much as possible. That's cool. There's a Subway like a good 10-15 minute walk from my house. But again, I wouldn't generally go out of my way for Subway because it's way too stressful trying to pick out stuff. I usually only go whenever like I have a friend like who visits like every couple of years. And, you know, whenever if we're going out for lunch or something, that's pretty much the only time I ever have Subway. Yeah, no, that's understandable. I would like to start taking art commissions at some point, because that would be another avenue of forcing myself to be productive. I have taken commissions like in the past, but it's like the idea is nice in my head, but then once I actually start getting all the commissions, it's I don't know. It's a bit taxing. I do have quite like I on DeviantArt and Twitter, I often get like DMs and notes and stuff asking if my commissions are open, and it's like, oh, I would like to, but I mean, I have enough projects of my own to focus on. One day. It'd be another nice activity to have on stream, just drawing commission art. What? But isn't the pasta part like the easiest part to do? Like the meat and the meatballs. That's like the hardest part of spaghetti. Okay, okay. The hardest part of spaghetti is when you run out there and no more spaghetti. I agree. I agree. Just a little bit more on this line art. I want to get it done as soon as possible, then get on to colouring because I really want to colour something. Which part of the Sonic Expanse lore you've been making has been most fun? The most fun by far would be the primordial and future deities, so the gods of Expanse. I did a bit of a stream of some of the avatar designs last time, so that would be... So all this stuff and the primordials. So these would be, yeah, the most fun I have, the thing I put the most thought into, like in terms of like the wider, the wider concepts of Expanse. This would be the most foundational. It has most to do with the origin of the universe type stuff, and it's really fun because it just works together all the existing deities in the Sonic canon and just brings them all together into like a concise hierarchy of sorts. But yeah, the second most one would be the 60 years ago people. So this is a story, this was actually the very first story that I created for Expanse, before Expanse became a thing, because I wanted to take together all the older characters in the series. So these two here, REM and Dodonpa, they're very, very new additions, but these guys here, their original designs at the bottom, they're older people in the series, and what I've done is brought them together as like a group of sorts, but placed them back to an earlier point in time when they're much younger, like when they realistically could have met and known each other. And through this story, the 60 years ago story, combining all those elements, I tried to make reference to as many Sonic canon things as possible. And from then on, after that, like merging ideas, it created a whole bunch of new ideas, which eventually spiraled out into the wider Expanse canon. So yeah, that, like, I don't work on this one as much as I would like to, but it is still technically my favorite story, and one I would like to bring properly into fruition sometime, because it is the thing that started it all. But yeah, this one here is my favorite, and the other one, where's the other? This one here, the actual primordials. These designs I'm gonna redesign. These are very outdated. Very, very outdated. So I'm gonna redo this one. These ones here, still relatively up to date, so I won't change them too much. These updates here are very, very new. I did them in the last stream, so I'll keep this one as is. A lot of new ideas that I've introduced within the past year. So second stage Titans and Negaformed Revenants. But these I'm gonna redo entirely. I'll actually show off a thing that I did recently. So the other day I posted up new, slightly more updated primordial head designs of the incarnate forms, but I've also started dabbling a little bit into the eldritch forms. So using Solaris's monster form as a reference, I applied the same methodology to the others. So I'm gonna be redoing all the primordials in this sort of manner, and all their forms, respectively. But yeah, hopefully that answers the question. Zavok and the Zedi are all over 100 years, but I suppose they were all in the lost text. Yeah, I actually do have a separate story, because like obviously the 60 years ago story is focused on Gerald as a leader of the group, but I do have another story with Gerald taking place 100 years ago, so when he's much younger, and that involves lost text and the Zedi. Based on back to the drawing. That's something I'd like to do a bit more in the future. Like once I've gotten a bit more confident talking, I wanna just spend time talking about stuff, like my ideas for those who are interested. Because something I want to do in the future is create videos just relating to my ideas, and then do art relevant to that. Yeah, so that would be interesting. It'd be a good way to just get like concise info in like video, audio form, whatever. But at this stage, it's very, very early. I'm gonna say something else, but oh yeah. An idea I want to play around with in the future is like once I get into like gaming streams, I want to like play through like replay Sonic games, particular Sonic games and everything like that, and sort of keep in mind like background elements, because a big part of Expanse is just taking little inconsequential details, like things like background and things like that, and I want to sort of hone in on those little details, and then from playing the game after that, moving into drawing and like creating a new story ideas, character ideas, design ideas, just from those little things I pick up while playing the game. So that's something I want to experiment with in the future. He's very Burger Shot Man is very integral. I actually do have some ideas. Well, just passing thoughts really, relating to him, but I'd have to peruse through my notes because he wasn't very integral, but it would be fun to do a lot more. With that idea. One sec, sorry about that. I just thought I heard something at the door. Play out the tail. Another thing I'd like to do one day is obviously drawing is the main thing I want to do, but something I was traditionally known for in the past, and something I've been dabbling a little bit with within the past year or two, is getting back into spriting. So I want to maybe do a spriting stream at some point in the future. I have some stuff that I did start a while back. Sorry, I am getting distracted, like I said I'd try not to, but here we are. So this is a mess at the moment, but these ones here are complete. Well, these 6 here. But basically what I've done is taken the Shadow the Hedgehog sprite I did all the way back in 2005. Still being used a lot to this day, but basically I've expanded on this particular style and sprited some other characters in that particular style. And I wanted to do all of these just like that, and I had a particular project in mind I wanted to do with these. So I might pick this back up one day and yeah. So expect maybe some spriting stuff one day. Like the REM there was new as well. I completed that one, but yeah, that's unique characters. Well, non-villain characters that I could do. And I'll talk more about this particular project in the future once I've actually once I actually get to picking this back up again. Stretch. Right. So that one, closing that one. Maybe. I don't know. I just figured I'd do her because she was, like, at the time I did those sprites, she was still brand new, so I wanted to see what it'd be like spriting a brand new character in a very, very old sprite style. Let me just catch up with messages real quick so I can use that feeling. Well, actually, yeah, the idea that I want to do is like, I don't know, it's not so much a game, but more like an interactive visual novel of sorts. So this is very, very rough concept. This is supposed to be like Soliana, but I'd have to do a lot of work with the background to create it in sprite form. But basically, I wanted to do this traversable map and just place characters like all over the place, and then doing so with like trigger like a visual novel-esque interaction thing. So I've got example characters just scattered all over the place here, and I wanted to do like a really big thing about that and like have multiple periods during the day where you can have different interactions with the same characters. So yeah, that's more or less the gist of what I had in mind. So a game of sorts, but not really like your conventional Sonic fan game. Just more a fluffy interaction visual novel thing. Hello, welcome. I can't read your name. Yes, the lore game. Any lore for Trip the Dragon people? I have actually done a little bit with the Sun Gazers, but it's not as fully defined. You know, a lot of the newer ideas from the past couple of years, not as fully defined in my Expanse stuff, but I have made considerations for how their people would be present in the past. So, but yeah, unfortunately, it's not as fully defined as yet. I'm more particularly focused on the Black Dragon and how he was present. I might do something with that in the near future. Rose, welcome, Rose. I'm just going to try to rush this as quickly as I can so I can get onto Cobus, because I cannot believe it's been 2 hours already. Right, you weren't here at the start, but basically what I was saying was that something I want to do. Yeah, so it's something I was gonna do just to sort of give myself some tasks to do is go through my DeviantArt gallery. So going through my oldest ideas from like 2012 onwards, basically just redrawing them, updating them to my current style and design methodology, basically just bringing them up to current standards. And yeah, not in any particular order, but over time just going through my oldest ideas. Yeah. Just, yeah. So no particular new plans for Silhou, but yeah, I just wanted to draw. Yeah. I've had my DeviantArt gallery since like 2004 maybe. I had art from like from 2004 up to 2010, but I've put them all in storage just so that I can, because when I was using DeviantArt at the time, it was while I was still spriting, so drawing was more like a secondary thing. But from that oldest piece with Silhou up until current, that's when I dedicated to drawing as my main thing, and when the Expanse began. Yeah. I started in the Sonic community as early as 2002, 2003. That's when I began spriting. So yeah, it has been over 20 years, which is a little bit sad to hear, but I don't know. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm still love Sonic. Still very excited for Sonic things. Oh well, you got your work cut out for you. Yes, it's yeah, gonna be an arduous task. Not all of these will be updated because like I'll pull that up again. Not all of these will be updated. Like these two in particular, yeah, I would update these because the Mephiles and Iblis Mobian avatar designs, they've been updated in my current hierarchy because they're more bird-like now, but I do keep these mammalian designs for a specific universe, so I will still update those. These would be greatly updated. These three, still very dubious about, because these were originally for a 25 years, 10 years later type thing, like well after my present day storylines. So, but I've since abandoned those ideas. So these three are kind of up in the air at the moment, but I do have hints and references alluding to them potentially appearing. Oh yeah, these ones here, that's the mammalian designs, Mephiles and Iblis. But yeah, that's an overtime thing, because I think at this stage, like, I do have a lot of designs that I haven't done designs for yet, but I'd like to focus on the ones that I do have, because I just like to hone in on legacy designs. There's a lot of stuff here. I don't know, I've slowed down a lot over the past couple of years, but it's a pipe dream to get back to the activity I had a few years ago. A lot of cool stuff though that comes out of everything. Oh, that's a pretty decent Silhou, dude. All right, back to it. Shit. Whoops. colors. Normally I would put a bit more time into the line art, like usually there's fine detailing, like putting these little notches everywhere, adding shadowing in different areas, but I think I might combine that with the actual coloring process, because I did mention at the start that something I want to try doing after the fact is like merging my layers and then just working on the drawing as a single layer when I'm doing the touch-ups and highlights. So I'll focus on touching up my line art after that point. I probably should be doing, but I've never done, is like putting all my colors down on different layers. When I draw, I usually like to I keep my layer counts quite low, because I do all my base colors on a single layer. I do all my shading on a single layer. So yeah, I don't really, it would probably be more convenient if I divided things up a little bit more, but I don't know, I just feel more comfortable this way. So that's why my base coloring is probably a bit rough, but I don't know, one day. Well, that's the way I want to draw, honestly, because in the end, touching up is always gonna result in everything being done together anyway. So I would like to work more like the way you do. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Sculpting. Yeah, well, that's. I mean, I come from more of a pixel art background, so with spriting, that's generally how I used to work. Just a single file, single image, no layers or anything. So treating drawing like that would be quite fun, just because that's how I always saw spriting. It was more or less like sculpting, because you'd start off with like a blocky thing, chip things away, add little details, you know, very, very fine detailing. So yeah, I don't know, it's just always been hard to try to mentally apply that to drawing as well. Can't live without dozens of layers. Yeah. When I first started doing digital art, I did do that a bit, because I was following tutorials at the time. I no idea what I was doing with the art programs I was using. So all of my stuff used to be on every little bit was on a different layer. But and I know that that's how most artists seem to work, but I don't know. It's just after a while I got too lazy trying to manage all my layers. I wouldn't go that far. Yeah. Well, the thing is, actually, no. Let's see if I can try to show off in a very concise manner without distracting too much. Like that big chart that I showed off with all my deities. That thing is overwhelmed with with layers because each individual character piece has its own layer set. So I only use like 4 layers per character: sketch, line art, color, shades, whatever. So each individual character, very minimum layers, but every single character has their own layer set. So this one's very overwhelming to try to manage my layers for. Ideally, I should probably just work on them like as individual files and then put them together after the fact, but when I work on this, it's just like it's all there, and I just get distracted and just keep flitting around between different things every time. Yeah, well that's what all my layers here are like. Copy of. Yeah. I, I should really be employing the use of clips, but besides the very basic tools, like I don't even, with my tools, I don't even make any adjustments to anything. So I'm working off all defaults. I don't know, I just don't want to tinker with these. So most of the tools in Clip Studio Paint are not being used at all. It's something I'll try to work out one day.
Hmm. Given that my line art is relatively clean, I could be just magic wanding and bucket filling. Uh, I just like doing it this way. Yeah. I don't know. It just feels more fun this way, I think. The other thing I could be doing is like outlining and then bucket filling. Um, but no, I just paint it all through. Now that I think about it, I sort of picked up this habit because for a period of time, my my line arts got very lazy. So when it got to that point, it was impossible to like magic wand because I'd have too many gaps in my lines. So that's when I started doing my coloring in manually. But yeah, my line art's improved a little bit. Well, it's picked up to more similar to how it used to be. Not as fully detailed, but not as lazy. Oops. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I really want to use textures and stuff one day. I still have all the different custom brushes that you gave me. I look at them every now and again, but I'm like, there's so many. I have to test them all, otherwise I'm just going to be using the same ones over and over again. There we are. Yeah. Oops. Different textures. Yeah, it'd be good to like experiment at like just going outside of my usual methods. Something I would like to something I used to do every now and again, like through my gallery, you can see some of my older pieces. I used to do painted pieces every now and again, but I haven't done a painted piece in like so many years because I've just fallen into this habit of drawing my structured way that I usually do. Yeah, experimenting with different brushes would be great for that sort of thing. So I might do a stream with just doing a painted piece, just going at it without thinking about my usual means of drawing. Last time I actually did a painted thing. Let's see. 15. Oh yeah, this one here probably. This is it. Yeah, probably this one here. Which was 2015. Jesus. So long. That one was kind of rough anyways. But yeah, no, it's been a while. Right. I'm going to start coloring, shading. Oh no, I think thank you. Any characters want to be like you. Oh, thank you. You probably don't want to be as lazy as me, but yeah, thanks. So I'll get to coloring shortly. I'm just doing some like very rough touch-ups of the line art. Now it's just a case of deciding what sort of coloring style I want to do, because I don't really have a set style. I do have like traits I sort of lean into, but I don't really have a set style in particular. Actually, something I'll do real quick. Yep, I'll go with that. should really be focusing more time on like taking my time with it, but I just hmm. It's been nearly 3 hours. I'd like to try to get this done ASAP. I am not as quick as I'd hope to be. I hope after doing this more and sort of being mindful of my time, I hope I get faster, especially if I wanted to do commissions, because I'd like to be able to do them at an acceptable speed, because I don't know, with commission work I don't really want to charge too much, but at the same time it's like I'd really have to account for the amount of time that's actually going into it. So yeah, I just want to be fast. I want to be able to do stuff in like an hour. A long time ago, I used to be able to produce like something not quite of this quality, but of acceptable quality within an hour. But I don't know, I still get quite distracted. And I'm not as proactive as I used to. I mean, granted, I draw better than I used to back then, so I mean that contribute to the speed factor, but at the same time it's like back then my processes were less bogged down with thoughts about the thought process, like design process. Like even today, like I said, I'd focus entirely. Like I haven't gotten distracted by trying to work on other stuff like I did my last stream, but I still go off heavily onto tangents. But it's still nice. I like doing this. Like I'm actually like my biggest worry is like I struggle with interacting with people. So my worry was that I was gonna like close off and stay silent throughout the whole stream. But no, I'm actually really enjoying it. So yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. Less responsibilities. Yeah, I guess you could say so. I did used to work at or not so much more, but I don't know. I guess I felt like less responsibilities, but yeah. I don't know. My current life and my current schedule and everything is a lot more comfortable, but just getting older and makes it hard to use your brain. Something a bit more striking, because like right now I did say I had in mind something to spice up the style, but this is still relatively within the range of what I usually do. So, here. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit rough, but you know, you get through it. Ah, I should really do this because it's not. It should be darker than the main fur color. Ooh, no, 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 no. Also find that ideally I should be zooming in where I'm drawing, but I find myself quite often just drawing while zoomed out. Like I should be like focusing on this area and like, you know, just doing it that way, but I don't know, I just like eyeballing it like this way because ultimately the drawing is going to be seen, resized, not at full resolution, so I don't know. I don't care as much about this as I used to. merging my layers, at least my color ones. Because I've got so many layers at the moment, it's more than what I'm used to. So I'm going to merge those and then just work on them all together. Because at the moment I'm like flitting back and forth between different layers just to try to get for you know what, I might just merge on the whole thing. Line art and all. We ball. Yeah, my model's a bit. The camera tracking on my webcam is a bit. Yeah. So, whenever I'm tilting my head at certain angles, like when I'm looking down to draw, he goes kind of crazy. Well, yeah. It's only like it's like 11, nearly 11:30 a.m. where I am, so I'm not anywhere close to being sleepy. But yeah, no, my model itself is very sleepy. I tend to be. Actually, it is Saturday morning where I am, so is that still 3 hours ahead? 5 hours. Which more I want to do with this? Problem with a lot of my art nowadays is like I generally tend not to draw till like you know, actual completion. Usually I just keep going until like I get bored of it. So I guess doing it this way would be like an exercise in like actually trying to finish stuff properly. Like if I had a set style, maybe it would be easier determining when something's finished, because you know, I tick off all the boxes for all the things I have to do, but I'm kind of just experimenting at the moment, so I have no idea what I'm doing. something I'd really like to start employing one day is half tones. I've tried googling like tutorials, like for what tools and brushes to use for it to get that look, but I can't find anything concrete for it, so I'm just gonna have to, yeah, find some alternative to try to get that look, because it's a look I've always wanted to try out at some stage, but I don't know. I don't know how to use any of these tools. That being said, I think I might call that as finished. I'll probably touch up on it like off stream, but I think for now, I think that can be considered complete. So that means I might end stream now. It's been just over 3 hours. Thanks. Oh, there's a layer property that can add. Yeah, I'll have to look into it because, like I said, it's something I've always wanted to try, but I don't know. The tutorials I've been looking at, they don't make sense to me, or I'm stupid or something. But but yeah, no, I'll consider that finished, and I'll do some touch-ups off screen before I post it up. But yeah, thanks everyone for popping in and hanging in there for 3 hours. Hopefully it was alright. Yeah, and it's getting a good feel for streaming, so I'm feeling a bit more confident, and I'll, definitely jump into the next one a bit more prepared, and yeah. Thanks everyone. I'm gonna end it there. Alright. Goodbye.